Unless you're one of those lucky people living off grid, honestly, maybe even if you are, I'm sure you've heard about the saga of actors Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard. This is Fatima Gunning and you're watching Gript Media. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are currently involved in a lengthy defamation trial, with Depp accusing Heard of defaming him in an op-ed published in The Washington Post in December 2018. In the now infamous piece entitled "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath, that has to change," Heard, 36, discusses her account of surviving an abusive relationship. Although Depp's name is not mentioned in the article, his case relies on the claim that everyone knows she's referring to him as her abuser. As a result, he is suing Heard for $50 million, claiming that his career has been destroyed by what he says are false accusations. It's Depp's contention that Disney dropped him from his famous role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the lucrative Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise, and that his role as Dark Wizard Gellert Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts series was recast because Hollywood shunned him due to his ex-wife's allegations of serious physical and sexual violence. This isn't the first time Depp has tried to clear his name. In 2020, he lost a libel case against the Sun newspaper in the UK after it printed an article accusing him of being a wife-beater. So what's been happening now that this new trial is in full swing? Maybe it's a little bit strange, but I've watched literal hours of the live trial broadcast. Depp's testimony came across as consistent, if a little tedious. He seemed to be trying to take great care to choose his words.
There was a lot of... I was trying to restrain Ms. Heard.
But his evidence seems to suggest that he was the one being physically and emotionally abused by Heard, not the other way around. Many rather bizarre details have emerged, but some that stood out were an account, with photographic evidence and medical records, of Depp having part of a finger severed after he says Amber threw a vodka bottle at him. He also alleges that Heard left human feces on his side of the bed after an argument, and she later blamed it on one of the couple's teacup Yorkies. Boo. Yikes.
She had eaten Johnny's weed when she was a puppy.
Heard, on the other hand, and let me be clear, the jury has yet to decide who they believe, comes across as very rehearsed on the stand. Her ability to break down and sob without ever shedding a single tear is rather impressive.
Broke my heart. Broke my heart. I wanted to marry him so bad. This is the man I loved, you know. Yes, it was awful at times, but I loved him and what he was saying.
Your Honor. Maybe she's got some kind of special condition. You know, like Prince Andrew swearing blind, he's physically unable to sweat.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was, oh actually, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at.
But let's stick with Johnny and Amber for now. Heard publicly pledged to donate half of her $7 million divorce settlement to the American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, where she acted as an ambassador for women's rights, and the remaining $3.5 million to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. However, under intense cross-examination by Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez, Heard very, very reluctantly admitted that as yet no such sum has been donated.
Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another. They
But
do
I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard.
She kept trying to say that she uses the terms donated and pledged synonymously.
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
In fairness to her, some money was paid, just not all that she promised, even though she's had years to make the payments, and not all by her. Terence Doherty, the ACLU Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel, testified earlier in the case saying that so far $1.3 million has either been donated by Heard or on her behalf. Of that money, Heard paid $350,000 directly in December 2018 and nothing since. $100,000 was paid by Johnny Depp, and another $350,000 came from a fund at Fidelity, an investment company. A further $500,000 came from an account at investment firm Vanguard, which Doherty said he believed was a fund set up by Elon Musk. Musk and Heard were reportedly romantically linked, possibly while she was still legally Depp's wife. In April last year, Amber had a baby girl via surrogate. Speaking of the birth of little Una Page, Heard stated, 4 years ago, I decided I wanted to have a child. I wanted to do it on my own terms. I now appreciate how radical it is for us as a woman to think about one of the most fundamental parts of our destinies in this way. I hope we arrive at a point in which it's normalized to not want to have a ring in order to have a crib. Yeah, I mean, what are fathers good for anyway? It's not like they play an integral role in the upbringing of their child. That kind of thinking is so outdated. In another Instagram post, Heard said, I'm just the mom and the dad and she's the boss. So what about what Amber had to say about Johnny? Well, a lot actually. She's described being punched, kicked, thrown against furniture, raped with a liquor bottle, having her hair pulled out, her nose broken, being knelt on and being given black eyes. Obviously these allegations are absolutely terrible, and if they were in any way true, that would mean Depp should probably be behind bars. But the problem for Amber and her legal team is that they haven't been able to produce any convincing evidence of the alleged attacks. Although, like I mentioned before, Johnny has photos and medical records about his severed fingertip, Amber hasn't yet managed to produce a single convincing photo of the horrible injuries she claims to have sustained. A point of discussion was that Depp always wears huge rings on his fingers, so being punched by those should definitely result in significant cuts and bruising. A further problem for Amber's case is that Depp has several audio recordings of her loudly taunting him and laughing hysterically while calling him a baby. In one of the recordings, she can clearly be heard asking Johnny if he thinks anyone will believe that he is a victim of domestic violence.
Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And yes. It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
Even Amber's star witnesses, including her sister Whitney, who claimed to have been under the influence of Class A narcotics during most of the episodes of the fights she claims to have witnessed between Depp and Heard, has not been able to testify to actually seeing Johnny strike Amber. Strangely, Amber even bought Johnny a large knife as a present while the abuse was allegedly going on. Call me overly prudent, but I don't think I'd gift a deadly weapon to somebody who has a penchant for domestic violence. Public opinion seems to be pretty much in Depp's favour, with many feeling that he is the victim in all of this. Before I make my next point, let me be clear that nobody deserves to be lied about, and I don't mean to victim blame at all. With that said, I think it's necessary to remember that Depp left the mother of his 2 children, French model and singer Vanessa Paradis, for a woman almost half his age. Hindsight is 20/20, but maybe it's fair to say that a grown man with 2 children should have known better. We all make mistakes, but it seems like a bit of old-fashioned morality would have saved Johnny a lot of trouble. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. For now, the trial is ongoing, but from all that's come to light so far, I'd say Amber probably regrets writing that op-ed. Please like and share this video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider signing up for a monthly donation via the link on screen to help us produce more content like this. Alternative media like Gript needs all the assistance it can get, and every donation goes a long way. As always, thanks for watching.